You are listening to The Vocal Technologist. Spoken tech for your ears.
Okay, let's dive in. The strategic challenges facing product leaders right now are pretty dizzying, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. We're not just talking minor updates here.
No, it feels more like a fundamental rewrite, especially with generative AI changing everything.
Right, while also juggling capacity, investment, all that operational friction. It's intense.
It feels less like building a simple roadmap and more like, yeah, navigating a complete strategic overhaul.
It really is a high-stakes game right now. So our focus today is really trying to cut through some of that complexity.
Okay.
We've looked at a lot of research, a lot of insights to sort of pull out the critical adjustments, the things product organizations really have to do.
With non-negotiables.
Exactly. We want to find the patterns, not just in the tech itself, but in leadership, the skills needed to move from just, using AI to really defining what's next.
And I think the biggest theme, the real lever we're seeing, is that specific distinction you just made. Moving from being AI first to becoming truly AI native.
Yes.
It seems to dictate almost everything else, right? How you use engineers, how you even measure if you're succeeding.
Precisely. And it connects the hard strategy stuff with those softer skills like influencing executives, making sure your work gets seen.
Which are just as vital. So yeah, let's start there. The difference between AI first and AI native feels like where a lot of companies are maybe getting a bit stuck.
I think so too. AI first, we kind of know that one.
Yeah, that's adding smart features onto what you already have, right? Like an enhancement, maybe a new chatbot or some internal tool.
Yeah, and that's okay, for an initial phase. But the real jump, the AI native piece, means ripping up the old playbook.
Okay.
It means rebuilding your core workflows, your business logic, from the ground up, assuming AI is just there at the foundation.
Wow. Okay, so that requires huge cultural shifts, redefining roles.
Totally. And embedding specialized AI agents, tailored agents throughout the organization. It's about making AI skills a core competency everywhere, not just siloed in one data science team.
That makes the product manager's job so much harder then, because now they're defining these completely new agent workflows.
Exactly. We saw some great practical examples, didn't we? Agents doing tedious stuff like a sprint planning assistant.
Or that user feedback synthesis engine, automating documentation, assessing risk. Sounds useful.
The potential utility is massive. But, and this is a big but, the danger of failure is also huge.
How so?
Well, some studies we looked at suggested like 95% of internal AI projects in big companies just stall out. They fail.
95%. Why?
Often it's weak internal builds, maybe not having the right talent in the right place, or fundamentally just a lack of trust in what the AI produces.
Right, the hallucination problem we hear about.
Yeah.
So if you're a PM trying to lead this, how do you fight that massive credibility risk?
You have to engineer reliability. It's not optional. You need to adopt structured AI evaluations. We call them evals.
Evils, okay.
This is the critical shift. The product team stops just measuring feature adoption and starts measuring model trustworthiness.
How does that work, practically?
You set really precise goals for the agent. You constantly test its output against a verified ground truth, which the PM has to define, and you score its performance continuously.
So reliability isn't just hoped for, it's designed in and constantly monitored.
Exactly. It's enforced by these continuous testing pipelines. Trust has to be earned and proven.
Okay, so let's say we've engineered that trust in our new AI agents. What's the next roadblock? The materials seem to point right back to, well, basic operational efficiency?
Ah, yes. Someone brilliantly called it the $18 million problem.
Yeah, the cost of sprawl. Is that figure real?
It's an estimate, obviously, but it represents the productivity drain from too much admin overhead, too many tools. Think about it.
Okay.
Your best engineers, your product people, maybe spending 20% of their day just switching between a dozen different sauce schools, tracking tickets, finding feedback.
Context switching. It's the silent killer of deep work. Every switch costs focus.
Precisely. So the strategic point here is real efficiency demands ruthless consolidation. You got to reduce that friction.
So if you want your team doing that high-impact AI native work, step one isn't hiring more people.
Often, no. Step one is clearing out the operational clutter so they can actually focus on what matters. Get rid of the junk drawer tools.
That focus leads us neatly into prioritization, which, as the material rightly points out, probably shouldn't be easy. It's designed to be difficult.
It really is the core activity in product strategy, isn't it? It's not just running numbers through a formula.
Yeah.
It's managing this constant tension between three critical things: ambition, capacity, and investment. that triangle.
Ambition, capacity, investment. Okay.
You have to constantly negotiate between them. Dysfunction isn't just building the wrong thing, it's pushing one corner too hard. Like all ambition, no capacity.
Or huge investment chasing fuzzy goals.
Exactly. It throws everything off balance.
But asking a PM to constantly manage that high-stakes dialogue, I mean, isn't that just a recipe for burnout? How do you make that work in reality?
By accepting that the fight for focus is the job. That constant dialogue is what keeps you adaptable. If it stops, the strategy stalls.
And when those external pressures hit, the sudden, urgent requests from leadership.
Ah, yeah. Those test your leadership, not just your team's speed.
The ultimate roadmap busters. So what does a strong PM do instead of just reacting, putting out the fire?
They adjust. And that adjustment process has to start with a pause. Take a breath.
Okay, pause. Then what?
You have to rescope the urgent request. What's the real impact? Then communicate clearly, especially to allies and stakeholders, about what has to come off the roadmap to make room.
Trade-offs, making them explicit.
Absolutely. Then you execute. But here's the crucial bit people often miss: recovery.
Recovery.
Afterwards, you have to actively spend time repairing any strained relationships, fixing the operational rhythm that got disrupted. And reflect, how can we handle this better next time? Build resilience.
Recovery, like professional self-care for the team and the strategy.
I like that. Okay, so moving beyond just reacting. If we want to build truly successful products, we need to talk discovery.
Right, the idea of go deep to build fast.
Yeah, meaning finding not just problem-solution fit, but also founder fit. What's that about?
Founder fit is about the team's genuine, deep connection to solving that specific problem. Are they truly passionate about this?
Ah, okay. The why.
Exactly. And to get there, you need rigorous insights. We looked at Mellinger's framework: incubate, immerse, and integrate.
Incubate, immerse, integrate. Break that down.
Incubate is allowing space for ideas, for hypotheses. Immerse is getting the team deep into the user's world, really understanding the context qualitatively.
Not just surveys.
No, deep
Right.
immersion.
Yeah.
And then integrate means taking those insights and immediately feeding them back into the building process, no delay.
So it's a tight loop. That's what leads to stronger adoption, not just shipping fast.
That's the idea, building something people actually want and will use because you truly understand them. Speaking of adoption, metrics. We're in this complex era, but are teams still stuck on misleading signals? We know the classic trap, vanity metrics.
Oh, definitely. Like daily active users, DAU.
The classic, what's wrong with DAU? What does it actually miss?
It misses the outcome. The
Mhm.
value, your DAU could be going through the roof, but if your churn is also massive.
You're just filling a leaky bucket, running fast on a treadmill.
Precisely. The alternative is focusing on value metrics. Metrics that actually show if customers are getting the outcome they hired your product for, things tied to retention.
Can you give an example?
Sure. A value metric might be something like percentage of customers who achieve their core job to be done within the first week. See how that connects to actual value.
Yeah, it forces you to think about the customer's goal, not just activity, and presumably aligns better with revenue, with business health.
Exactly. It drives sustainable growth, not just the illusion of it.
That shift from activity to outcome feels fundamental. And it brings us to maybe a tough lesson about growth itself, that it never really arrives. It's cyclical.
Yeah, that's a hard truth. Goals change, organizational structures break under growth, old growth loops stop working. It's constant adaptation.
Which leads to probably the hardest truth for any product leader.
Retention beats acquisition. Every single time.
Say it again for the people in the back.
You simply cannot outgrow high churn forever. The best growth strategies nail retention first,
How?
often by simplifying, focusing the entire organization around one core metric that reflects that customer value, and then just relentlessly making the product so good, so lovable, that users refuse to leave.
Make it indispensable. Okay, so if the product is lovable, the metrics are right. The final challenge seems to loop back to the leader themselves. Visibility.
Ah, yes, this fascinating idea of reverse imposter syndrome.
Right. Tell us about that. It's not feeling like a fraud. It's the opposite.
Kind of. It's that feeling where, objectively you're doing high-level impactful work. You set up the evals, you manage the prioritization chaos.
You did the hard stuff.
You did the hard stuff. But the external recognition, especially from senior leadership, just isn't there. The perception doesn't match the reality of your contribution.
Oh, that must be incredibly frustrating, especially when you're already stretched thin. How do you bridge that gap?
It requires a conscious shift. You have to move from just doing the great work to intentionally positioning that work.
So it's not enough to do it, you have to manage the story around it.
Exactly. You need to actively manage the narrative. Change how you communicate, especially upwards. Your work isn't truly done until the perception aligns with the results.
Wow. Okay, this has been a pretty massive strategic download.
We covered a lot of ground.
We really did. Being AI native, the toughness of prioritization, why retention is king, and then this personal need for strategic positioning. It's clear the future demands really deep systemic thinking.
It really does. And that visibility piece influencing executives, it hinges completely on how you communicate. Well, great leaders, they don't just dump data on people. They tell stories. They engage emotion, memory. There's a simple, powerful arc they often use.
An arc.
Yeah. Establish the hook, define the conflict or problem, detail the struggle to solve it, show the change or outcome, and then clearly state the required action.
Hook. Conflict, struggle, change, action, like a mini narrative.
Exactly. It makes the strategy memorable and persuasive.
I think that's the perfect final thought for you, the listener, to chew on. If influencing people, especially executives, requires that kind of emotional arc, how can you apply that structure this week?
Yeah, think about a big decision you're driving. Maybe adopting those AI evils or arguing for a tough prioritization call.
Can you frame it using that hook, conflict, struggle, change, action model? Build a compelling narrative around your strategy.
Make them feel the journey, not just see the data points. Make the listener the hero of the story you were trying to tell.
Go build that story. We'll catch you next time for the next discussion.
Spoken Tech, for your ears.